Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Today I am giving the presentation on the adrenal androgens. The learning objectives: students should be able to explain the physiological pathway of adrenal androgen, discuss the cholesterol metabolism regarding the formation of testosterone, identify the symptoms of androgen deficiency and excess. Adrenal gland are the suprarenal gland. They are paired pyramid shaped organs at the top of the kidneys, and they are weighing 6 to 10 grams. They are located on the top of each kidney, and they are composed of adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. Adrenal cortex synthesizes and releases steroid hormones, corticosteroid. Different corticosteroids are produced in each of the three layers. Zona glomerulosa will be releasing mineralocorticoids, mainly the aldosterone. The zona fasciculata, glucocorticoids and androgen, mainly the cortisol and corticosteroid. Zona reticularis, gonadocorticoids and glucocorticoids, mainly the dihydroepiandrosterone and androstenedione. This is the diagrammatic presentation of different hormones that are being released by the adrenal gland. Mineralocorticoids, that is comprising of aldosterone and corticosteroid. Glucocorticoids, comprising of cortisol and cortisone. Then the androgens, the estrogen and testosterone. Catecholamines, epinephrine and non-epinephrine. Peptides, somatostatin and the substance P. These all hormones are being released by the adrenal gland by the different regions, that is the adrenal cortex and the adrenal medulla. Adrenal androgens. Androgen, a male sex hormone, is defined as a substance capable of developing and maintaining masculine characteristic in reproductive tissues, sexual characteristic, and contributing to the anabolic status of somatic tissues. Steroid hormone. The structure, this is showing the chemical structure of steroid hormone. Cholesterol is the patent compound for all steroid hormones. Steroid hormone synthesis. Steroids are derived of cholesterol. Cholesterol is from the lipid droplet in cortical cells. Cholesterol esters in low density lipoprotein. Removed cholesterol is replenished by cholesterol in low density lipoprotein in blood or synthesized from acetate. Steroid hormone synthesis. Steroid hormones are synthesized and secreted on demand. They are not stored. The first and rate limiting step in the synthesis of all steroid hormones is the conversion of cholesterol to pregnenolone by the enzyme cholesterol dismolase, cholesterol side chain cleavage enzyme. Newly synthesized steroid hormones are rapidly secreted from the cell. Following secretion, all steroids bind to some extent to the plasma protein and albumin. Steroid hormone action. Most hydrophobic steroids are bound to plasma proteins. Only unbound hormones can diffuse into the target cell. Steroid hormone receptors are in the cytoplasm or nucleus. The receptor hormone complex binds to DNA and activates or represses one or more genes. Activated gene created new mRNA that moves back to the cytoplasm. Translation produces new protein for the cell processes. Some steroid hormones also bind to the membrane receptors that use second messenger system to create rapid cellular responses. Adrenal androgens. 21 carbon steroids include progesterone, deoxycorticosterone, aldosterone, and cortisol. Progesterone is the precursor for the others in the 21 carbon series. Hydroxylation at the C21 leads to the production of deoxycorticosterone, which has mineralocorticoid but not glucocorticoid activity. Hydroxylation at C17 leads to the production of glucocorticoid or cortisol. Adrenal androgens. 19 carbon steroids have androgenic activity and are precursors to the estrogen. If the steroid has been previously hydroxylated at C17, the C20 to 21 side chain can be cleaved to yield the 19 carbon steroids, dihydroepiandrosterone and androstenedione in adrenal cortex. Adrenal androgens have a ketone group at C17 and are excreted as a 17 ketosteroids in the urine. In the testis, androstenedione is converted to testosterone. Regulation of androgens. Adrenal androgens are secreted by the adrenal gland in response to adrenocorticotropic hormone, a 39 amino acid peptide synthesized and secreted by the anterior pituitary. Its synthesis and secretion are primarily regulated by corticotropic releasing hormone, arginine, vasopressin, both of which are produced by parvocellular neurons of the paraventricular nucleus of the hypothalamus and act in synergy with each other. Adrenal cortex. Hypothalamo-pituitary adrenal axis, that is going to cause the cortico-releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. It will act on the anterior pituitary to cause the anterocorticotropic hormone release. It will act bilaterally. It will act on the adrenal cortex, especially at the zona fasciculata and zona reticularis, causing the release of androgen, and this androgen will cause the for increase production of hairs at the pubic area, axillary, and cause the formation of beard or mustaches in male. Then it on the cortisol, it will cause the metabolic and systemic effects. Now this is the diagrammatic presentation how the hypothalamus releasing hormone will be causing the release of androgens from the adrenal gland. Now these are the enzymes that are in steroid, used in the steroid biosynthesis: side chain cleavage enzyme, desmolase, P450 side chain cleavage enzyme, and then the beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, then 17 alpha hydroxylase, 1720 lyase, then adenarche not present in the glomerulosa cells, 21 hydroxylase, 11 beta hydroxylase, aldosterone synthetase. Now, actions of adrenal androgen. The adrenal cortex produces androgenic compound dehydroepiandrosterone and androstenedione, which are converted to testosterone primarily in the testes. Now, this is the diagram that is showing how this conversion of hormones are taking place. Now, adrenal androgen deficiency. And people think androgens are male hormone, but the female body naturally produces a small amount of androgens too. That is, for example, testosterone is also produced in the female body, but in a relatively a little amount or small amount. It's normal for androgen level in women to decline with age, even from around the age of 20 years. In males, androgens play a minor role because de novo synthesis of testosterone from cholesterol in the testes is much greater than the testosterone synthesis of adrenal androgenic precursor. Actions of adrenal androgen. In females, however, adrenal androgens are the major androgens, and they are responsible for the development of pubic and axillary hairs, and they are responsible for the growth spurt. Now, the genetic defects in adrenal steroidogenesis. Congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Cortisol will be decreased, ACTH will be increased, causing the adrenal hyperplasia. 21 hydroxylase deficiency, cortisol, corticosterone, and aldosterone deficiency. Adrenocorticotropic hormone will be increased, adrenal hypertrophy, and high amounts of androgen. Virilization of female, that is musculization of female. Now, symptoms of androgen deficiency: tiredness, poor concentration, loss of muscle mass and strength, and low mood for the sex. Excess adrenal androgens. Women produce about 1/12 as much androgens as men. Androgens are essential precursors of estrogen, and no estrogen can be produced without them. Whether androgens have physiological actions in women is less clear. Some evidence suggests that the androgens contribute to bone growth and libido. Mild androgens excess in women results in excess growth, hirsutism, that occurs all over the body but is most often noted on the face with increasing androgen excess. Menstrual periods become irregular, oligomenorrhea, and eventually cease, causing amenorrhea or absence of menstrual cycle. And women are viralized. The manifestation of viralism in females include frontal balding, deepening of voice, acne, and increased muscle mass. Now, this is some Diagrammatic presentation of the causes and the effects of adrenal androgens. Adrenogenital syndrome. In this condition, there is increased synthesis of adrenal androgens. The high level of dihydroepiandrosterone and androstenedione leads to musculization in females, early development of axillary pubic hairs, and suppression of gonadal function in both the male and females. Also, in the androgenital syndrome, due to overproduction of adrenal androgens, there will be increased urinary level of 17 ketosteroids. Thank you. That was all about the presentation of adrenal androgens. Thank you.